Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. Last time we left off, we met up with two of our old friends. Well, one of them is not really a friend, but Emma Sky's here, and it turns out Wendy Oldbag is also back, and apparently she was a witness to the murder or whatnot. And before we can actually get more in her testimony, try figuring out how valid it is, Kay pulls out a device known as the Little Thief to visually recreate the situation and a testimony so we can examine it ourselves. So here we are. Let's go ahead and start the investigation. First off, we can examine the dead body here. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? What? Where? If this is a real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item? Well, actually, I think it would actually be very easily the murder notes. I mean, what else is there really to present here?
Take that!
This is a contradiction. Is something wrong with my recreation? This is the real scene of the crime. Something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there's no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony. Edgy Poo! How can you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw. I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there is another explanation for her distinct lack of blood. Very true. I want to say maybe, I don't know, it's probably someone cleaned it up, but then again, I was still thinking maybe it would react somewhere. Can we examine him? It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer? Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief. She has a point. Oh, dang. Ooh, why is there something examined here? Something here? Looks like they broke the stage down. Oh, they kind of packed it away. Okay. I guess this means they're done for today. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start around tomorrow. Possibly. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me go back to my logic here. Actually, I think we could possibly think of something here. Well, the reason why there couldn't be any blood, we could probably connect to this piece of logic here, because they're saying that it could be possible that the victim was also a kidnapper, but is it possible that he was in a costume? If he was in a costume, maybe the blood's actually in there. Just maybe. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll just connect these two and see what we get. That's my line of thinking, anyway. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Dakin was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Well, wait a minute. Didn't Emma say something about finding footprints? I could have sworn she said that. Anyway. Probably use one of her forensic doohickeys. This is amazing. Just feel the power of science. Yeah, let's do some footprint analysis. Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints. Ah, finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Alright, let's see how this works. I love her theme too. It's cool. Hey, I found something. Look, right here. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. These footprints here are definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, they seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Okay, that's good. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. Alright. Oof, okay. Okay, I guess that makes some sense. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And if that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Right, because it changed a little bit, because the recreation changed a little bit, so... I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Wait a minute, isn't that the same... Okay, never mind. So, does this mean that Miss Olbag's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare with your recreation. See, I just knew Little Thief would be a help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Olbag to put into the recreation. For that, we must first find a contradiction in her testimony. Alrighty. Well, oh, okay, there's a huge contradiction now that I was thinking about it. She said that she saw two men facing each other. Okay, wait a minute. But from the recreation, we noticed that, we found out that the victim was in the costume. How would she know it was a man? Two men? How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Done! Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention a costume in your testimony. I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using a phrase in a metaphorical sense. I see it still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and again, take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there? Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. Oh, okay. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like I was young. Here she goes with the nagging. She won't shut up. But see, look, the game had to fade out. That's how bad she was. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? You got it! Back to the investigation. Whoop! Alrighty, so let's begin this investigation again. But now, first off, we got a new piece of logic that we need to possibly connect. So we say the stage was packed up, but she saw them in the shadow of the stage. So that means that this happened before the stage was packed up, possibly? Just maybe. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into the Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Hologram time. Alright, let's see how this works. Okay. Ooh, that... Well, now this doesn't make any sense because... Well, look at the red body. It's in the line of the stage, so that doesn't make any sense. There's clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me. I suppose. In any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at that time. Yeesh, I told you I got it! Do you feel the need to explain everything? Of course, I'm Miles Edgeworth. Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Miss Littlebag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. See? Now let me update the info into the simulation. No, wait, that doesn't... Okay, whatever. I don't think that really makes sense. I think I'll figure it out here. Well, well, what have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Now, see, I hate this guy, but his theme is pretty cool, so can't complain there. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we've discussed that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could have recreated a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy. You two! Sir! Oh, so they put back the stage. Okay. And there you have it. You see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. And how's that? Whatever. Let's just hear him out. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. How far are we to go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see? Thank you for understanding, my little crow girl. I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. And like I said, something just seems off, because if you remember from the murder notes... Let's see here. So he says, and when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. Okay. This just doesn't seem right with me, because you look at the murder notes, you know he was shot through the abdomen, from the abdomen through the shoulder, signifying that he was shot going up. So it doesn't make any sense that he was shot from up high, then the wounds don't match. So I saw a contradiction coming a mile away. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited through his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Gah! Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction! You're discounting your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was a mistaken parameter in our recreation. And I believe it would actually be... I think it would be both their locations. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong. Ah, I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we were initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage, and he was being shot by the killer. Well, the only way it makes sense. Yeah, for me, that's the only way that's going to make sense. Look at this recreation. He's from a bottom angle, shoots him up, boom. seems like it hit the abdominal region and exit through the shoulder. If this is what happened, it also explains position of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Alright. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Huh. Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. It doesn't? Usually I would end the video right here, but I think I'm very close to ending to the break point of this case, so I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this in. I see you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative, whatever, of the blue Badgermobile. Indicative. Oh my god, I can't. Wow, can't read. I can't pronounce it either. Oh well. That story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badgermobile here and committed a murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it. The 3-tiered tread marks are very telling. However, is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? Well, let's think here. So he says that we used the car to... He used the car to hide the body. Hold on a minute here. Let's look at it. Let's look at the blue Badgermobile here. Mobile shopping theory was parked inside. See, if it was already parked in there, how do we know that it was actually... Well, yeah, but the thing is, the blue Badgermobile is not the only one that can make those checks. We also saw the pink Badgermobile, so... It doesn't necessarily mean it was the blue one. At least I think so. Sorry, Agent Lane, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Because those remarks could not have been left by Officer Meekins' blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves that a blue Badgermobile had never been to the stadium? Well, so we can focus on the car here. And there's nothing really we can... Actually... Possibly from the tires, because if you think maybe it has leave some type of marks or something, in my opinion, so I think it's the tire. Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it. Ugh! If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on those tire strands stand out as a very peculiar indeed. Now, how do you explain a tire tracks, genius? Hey, I've... Got it? Oh, we have Miss Olbeck's pink Badgermobile. Don't be ridiculous! I was sleeping the entire time in the second tier seats. Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh, you mean the Proto-Badger? That's right. There's one more parking space inside that garage, and it proves the existence of a Proto-Badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badgermobile post-haste. There might still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it. Well, who's this? Hey, did you hear something? Hell... Who's this? And we're just staring at him? Help me. Are you alright? Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time? Wild West. With kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in? Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers... What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but one was a woman. A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I even let you guys have what the kids said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you gonna get out of my crime scene or am I gonna have to get rough? Gah. Again? You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify because I won't. Not for you. That's right, I won't either. You hear me, you young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility here. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Fair maidens? My, you little rascal. You sure know the way into a woman's heart. Lang Zi says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Trying to outdo my edgy poo of your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with. So we're clear, I'm only interested in giving you my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth! Well, we don't have a choice. Alrighty, so... Lance is okay. So... Yay, that's part of our mystery solved, but now we gotta solve the mystery of why the person was killed and who is this kid? Who are the kidnappers? Lance says one of them was a woman? It's like, what? How can that be? Well, I guess we're gonna figure out next time, guys. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. I'll see you guys later.